Today we're going to competitively rate these Mystery Booster 2 Magic the Gathering cards. The love child of, this is like a gift to us all from Gavin Verhey, making Mystery Booster 2. We're going to start off with Glimpse the Unthinkable. It's a 4-mana, 4/5 Dimir Illusion Rogue. It's got Shroud, and that means this creature can't be the target of spells or abilities from me or from you. And Glimpse the Unthinkable can't be chosen. What do you mean it can't be chosen? What, like by Meddling Mage or something? The name Glimpse the Unthinkable can't be chosen. Oh, okay, so there are some other cards out there that are like, they get around Shroud because you can choose the card on the battlefield because it technically doesn't target. So in this case, it actually sort of can target. Normally it could target, but it can't target. You can't target me, you can't choose me, and you can't name me. All right, so you want to play, I can't remember, Slaughter Games, is that what I'm thinking of? I think I'm thinking of Slaughter Games. Yeah, Slaughter Games, like, Slaughter Games can't be countered by spells or abilities. Name an online card. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with that name and exile them. But you can't name the Mystery Booster Glimpse the Unthinkable. Unnameable is the one thing you can't name around here. Uh-oh, where's my cheat sheet? Hold on. I need to get my set MB thing, or else I can't find these cards very well. All right, so we're gonna be evaluating cards based on their power level. I think this card's good. I think a 4-mana 4/5 in Dimir, either it be a control deck, a tempo deck, a mid-range deck, is insane. It's so big, and frankly, as a win condition, you don't even need it to do anything special. Just make sure it can't be targeted by your opponent's removal or anything. Is Mystery Booster 2 coming to local game store? No! No, it will not be. Well, I don't, actually, hold on. So if you're talking about standard, no, it's not going to standard, but who knows where else it's going to go. I mean, it could be, you might be able to purchase it. I can't be certain. Okay, we got Alberix from Christopher B., the Trade Planet. Alberix is a blue 2 generic world enchantment. We don't have many world enchantments in this game. It's a planet. When this permanent enters, exile the top 5 cards of your library as it resolves. Not while it's cast, as it's resolving. Trade routes. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1. Discard a card. If you do, put 2 of the Albrix's resources into its owner's hand, or exile the top card of your library as a resource. This permanent enters, exile the top 5 cards of your library as its resources. So I can discard a card to get 2 cards. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1. Oh, I can only do this once at my pre-combat main phase. It's okay. I think you could die to a really aggressive deck, though. Yeah, misreading as its resources. Well, you know, it's not a usual term in Magic the Gathering. All right, you gotta cut me some slack here for some of these weirdo cards. Yeah, so exile the top 5 cards of your library as its resources. So okay, you only once during your pre-combat main phase, we get to discard a card, get 2 cards from here, and then, or you could exile a card from the top of your library to rebuild it. So this is like 4 mana, next turn, discard 1, draw 2, discard 1, draw 2. It's probably fine. I'm not gonna say that it's bad. I think it could even be good. I think even in a control deck, you would want this card. So once if your opponent passes with like nothing to do, you slam down the Alberix, the Trade Planet, and then for the next following turns, basically the game will move heavily in your advantage because you will be, I think you're getting enough value? Maybe not. You discard, draw 2, discard, draw 2, discard, get 1. It's close. It's close. Yeah, it's very close. Moving on, well, let's look at the Shellin with the Wrath of Leknef. Oh no! Wrath of... Did they print the Finkel card? The OG Finkel card? Okay, okay, blue, white, 1 generic sorcery. Destroy all creatures. They can't be regenerated. Untap up to 4 lands you control. This, I wouldn't say this almost got printed in actual Magic the Gathering. But, so this was the original design for John Finkel, one of the legends of Magic the Gathering. He won an invitational, and then he had a choice. This was his first draft for a card. I want a control card where I can untap my lands. Untap all 4 of them in a world of, like, rewind, and so on. And anyway, they said absolutely not. No, they disqualified this faster than I disqualify most custom Magic the Gathering cards on this show. After all, this was basically a custom Magic the Gathering card. This is what a custom Magic the Gathering card looks in the hands of a pro player, one of the best pro players in the world. Unfortunately, what ended up happening is his actual card ended up being supremely weak. It was the Shadow Mage Infiltrator. It's like saw some play, but you know, basically dirtled off and did nothing. This card obviously would see a lot of play. It's an absolute banger, really. Elixir, the first super chat of the day. Indicate. I have a feeling this is exactly what. Yeah, indicate. Yeah, this card's terrible. There's absolutely nothing this card is going to do. You can't even hit a Glimpse the Unthinkable. Can't even target it. No. Glimpse the Unthinkable will have complete protection from Indicate. I don't even know if this even has a point in this set. Does anything trigger? I don't know. Maybe something has Prowess. Indicate can hit Prowess. We got Storm. Yeah, we can Storm off. Something to that effect. Anyway, this card is terrible. Would not see competitive play. Next up, let's take a look at Will Anderson's Friarball. Friarball. The Friarball is a white 3 generic sorcery. Create a 2/2 white monk creature token. A singular token, but it's got Cost Storm. When you cast this spell, copy it for each different mana value among other spells and lands you've played this turn. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so if I play a land at 0 mana, that counts. If I play a 1 mana card, that counts. 2 mana. That's interesting. So, like, what's the bet? So at 7, basically at 7 mana, we can get 4 things out of this. Or at 5 mana, we can get... No, at 5 mana, we can get 3. So, 6 power for 4. Yeah, it's just good enough. It's just good enough. It is not great, though, because holding on to a 1 mana spell into turn 5, not the greatest. You probably have already spent it by then. So you're really looking at, like, maybe playing a 2 mana spell on turn 6, then playing the Friarball. If only Nadu wasn't banned, Indicate would rule. I don't know about that. I don't know. It triggers Nadu. What, with Indicate? Anyway, this commits crimes for free. Wow, you guys are really working super hard on Indicate. Well, you play it in your deck. Yeah, I'd love to see you walk up to F&M with a straight face with this card. I dare you. I quadruple dare you. You're not going to do it. Okay, next up, let's look at Pyro Tempest Wing with Bolshak Dragon. Is that a way of saying it's bull something? It's a load of bull. This is a red 5 generic 6/6 armored dragon. It's got double cross out breaker strike. When attacking, this creature gets +1 power for each red card in your graveyard. I'm a little confused what the crossing out means. Is that like a mechanic that we can, like, change with other cards? You know, basically erase. You may erase the cross out of some other card. Anyways, so basically, what is this? It's a 6 mana 6/6 double striker, and it gets +1 power for each red card in your graveyard. Sure. I don't know. Would this see competitive play? Probably not. It's a bit expensive. Maybe in some, like, standard world where you're like a red X deck, like red-blue, and this is your win condition, it's possible. Dies to Doomblade? Well, everything dies to Doomblade. At the very least, I mean, I could see this as a win condition in a control deck. So it's late in the game, all your red cards in the graveyard. Effectively, this thing is attacking for, like, what, 9, 10, 11 power? Something to that effect. Oh, actually, you know, I forgot, it's double strike. You're not hitting for once, you're hitting twice. So if you're attacking for 10, you're really attacking for lethal. You can choose if you choose double strike or double breaker. I don't know what double breaker means. Like, that's the problem here. Oh, Bowl Shack is from Duel Monsters TCG. Oh, did they steal something from Yu-Gi-Oh? Did they do a little yoink? After all, Yu-Gi-Oh yoinked so much stuff from Magic. An eye for an eye, Yu-Gi-Oh. You stole so much from us and gave nothing back, except for your player base that gets tired of that game and wants to play the real card game, an adult card game. It's the card game for the big adults. I'm saying it as a condescending Magic player. You know what? In the end, I'm gonna give this a pass. I think you can, like, basically kill somebody in one shot with this type of card. Oh, I see. So, is this exactly the Yu-Gi-Oh card? It was double breaker, and it got plus 1,000 for each fire card in your graveyard? That would make sense to me, actually. Did they have to get, like, permission from Yu-Gi-Oh to do this? No, Duel Monsters... Duel Monsters is its own TCG, not from Yu-Gi-Oh. I think Wizards made Duel Monsters. What the hell is going on here? Oh, Duel Masters. Oh, I see. Do you know what? The thing is, I've been watching so much Yu-Gi-Oh that when I saw Duel Masters, I just read it as Duel Monsters, and this made total sense. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh, everything attacks for like a bazillion damage. You know. The dies to Wrath of Leknef. Yeah, well, we could say that about basically everything here. Okay, let's move on with Algot's suggestion of Boulder Jockey. Everything dies to Wrath of Leknef, even this one. What the hell is this? It's a 2, a red, and a D. Okay, D is a land drop. You may give up one potential land drop this turn to pay for D. Interesting. So I'm like, I'm not paying for D. I get to play this thing. Whenever Boulder Jockey attacks, you may pay D. Okay, I have no land drop for the turn. Can I pay D in advance? If you do, create a 3/3 colorless construct artifact creature token named Boulder that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. This card is insane. It's literally just 3 mana for 7 power in play that's divided on the board. I think it's actually busted. This is just bonkers. Goes in the Azurza deck. I don't even know what that is. This card is absolutely nuts. I actually think this is incredibly competitive. Might even get banned. It's lit. What is this thing? It doesn't look like much, but it's like a lot of power. Imagine you go like turn 1 Llanowar Elf, turn 2 Boulder Jockey, and then smack someone for 7 damage next turn. It's a lot of damage. Okay, next up we got Banovsky. As a Yu-Gi-Oh player, Heart of the Duelist is funny. Is that a card here? Heart of the Duelist. It is not. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, we're going to donate this one. Unless you can clear this up. I have no idea what this is referencing. Okay, next up we'll go give to Evan. Kozilek completed. Finally completed. This is a Phyrexian, 8 generic, 12/12 Phyrexian Eldrazi. Then when you cast this spell for each opponent... Sorry, when you cast this spell, each opponent gets 2 poison counters. That's not very convenient. Then each opponent with more than 2 cards in hand discards cards equal to the difference. You mean difference to the poison counters? Annief Infect. That sounds like an absolute abomination. No, God, Whenever this creature attacks, defending player sacrifices a permanent for each poison counter they have. This is insane. We're just combining the 2 like worst mechanics of all time. Now, you do need to have some infect on you already. So if you have no infect, you get no annihilator. But this is when the worst gets worse, like super fast. They're gonna have at least 2 counters, right? Because we just cast this thing. That being said, it's 8 mana. I actually do not think this would see competitive play. This is a build around card. It is possible if you can cheat this in play somehow. But even if you cheat it in play, it's not that good, right? Because you need to cast it. If you don't cast it, it's not an ETB effect. EDH. Well, this is not the EDH show today, Ryan Harris. Today is competitively rating mystery booster 2 cards. You know, I want to know, could this win a Pro Tour? And you know what? I don't think it can win a Pro Tour. It'll terrorize EDH though, that's for sure. Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read? Oh, I see, okay. Same thing with me. I should be a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Okay, next up, let's look at Toilet Ducks. Omnipresent Imposter. Omnipresent Imposter. Ooh, very, very, very sus looking person. 2 mana, 2/1 shapeshifter, changeling. Omnipresent Imposter has all card names. Okay, as you search your library for 1 or more cards, you may choose Omnipresent Imposter as one of those cards. So I can just fetch this thing onto the battlefield. Thing is absolutely insane. That's all I can say. So I can just go fetch Omnipresent Imposter, because I could be looking for an island, right? Search your library for 1 or more cards. Whenever you search your library for 1 or more cards, yeah. So I can just fetch this thing directly onto the battlefield. Oh, definitely would be good in Standard. Actually, I don't know if there's fetch lands in Standard. Maybe, possibly. Anyway, I like the idea of having 4 of these in the deck. Oh, I got a land. Oh, I just ripped a fetch land. I'll just go grab an Omnipresent Imposter. Great card. Somehow it looks slightly balanced, because you don't want to like fetch this thing out on turn 1. That'd be useless. Yeah, this is all the fake cards, all right? But don't offend people who love Mystery Booster Box 2. It's got, yeah, it's a Panglacial Worm reference. You're gonna look for anything, look for this one. Next one. Let's look at Blink Somniac with the Mox Poison. They put a Mox in this set? Mox Poison! We for 0 mana, artifact, tap, add 1 mana of any color, you get 2 poison counters. Insane! It danger. It danger for sure. Like, you know what? If you play this in the right deck, first off, it means nothing if you are not playing against another infect play, all right? So, like, you just tap this thing for four times, and it doesn't even affect your life total. This would be way worse if it said, like, tap, take 4 damage or something. Well, that still might be broken in some decks. And on top of that, I think in Commander it'd be really, really good. Would be good in every format. Yeah, a Mox is a Mox. Arguably the best Mox, right? Like, every other Mox is restricted to 1 color. Mox Sapphire is blue. Mox Jet is black. Mox Emerald is green. Mox Pearl is white. Mox Ruby is red. This is all of them. And let me tell you, in the formats that you play this in, you may not tap it more than 5 times in a game. All right, so it's not insane. Yeah, how to balance tap to get 10 points. Oh, wow, you're just like dead instantly. Tap to 10, and that'd be just insane. Yeah, it's Moxic. The Jade is like, this card's Zybers. No, I don't think this card is. I mean, it's not. It's technically not doable. It's not legit, all right, but it is competitive. Holy crap! Now we're playing with power now, boys and girls. That's for sure. You want to play with power? Go crack open a box of Mystery Booster 2. It'll be good for you. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Kano's Goblin. Is this Grizzlebrand and a Goblin? Goblin! Oh, it's literally a Goblin land. That's what it was. I mixed the two. I didn't connect which of these things we're referencing properly. It's a 2/1 Mountain Goblin. Another card we can fetch out. Crack Mountain, get a Goblin land. Gobland isn't a spell. It's affected by Summoning Sickness, and it has tap, add red. Oh, so they specify. We saw so many AI-generated Magic the Gathering cards that did not, it was like a mountain, but didn't specify that you could tap for mana. They were nice here with Mystery Booster. They were like, okay, you know what? You can tap this for red. Just a reminder. Goblin can't attack. Well, that's terrible. That sucks all the wind out of our sails here. I don't like that at all. Why can't I attack with my land? Land attacks us. Land attacks us all the time. You ever heard of a mudslide? Yeah, can't block. I don't know if this is too good. I mean, it was pretty good if I thought I could attack with it. It can attack? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it can't. Oh, sorry. It can't block. That's the opposite. Oh, this is great then. Okay, so no surprise blocker. Okay, it's competitive. Absolutely. I don't know why I saw that the opposite. I read it. Interpretation was just wrong. Yeah, again, fetch lands break this card. It's probably pretty awkward when you're not playing any fetch lands, though. Probably very awkward. Because otherwise this is like a land drop that you can't tap for mana. It is a liability! Alright, this Gobland can be bolted to death. And then you're gonna be a big sad face. Turn 1 Gobland. Alright, turn 1 Fatal Push, Lightning Bolt, Swords to Plowshare. It's like, oh, that sucks. It's like a 1-mana Stone Rain. My reading comprehension is catastrophic. I know we're level catastrophic. And I can't undo it. People are already in the comments section to let me know, Nikachu, you can't read the cards properly. You know, that's part of the fun, is correcting me. We've made a great community of correcting me everything I say. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Wandering One. Have we seen Renin 1? Nope. So most of these are like really good cards. Renin 1 is a 1 loyalty planeswalker. Costs nothing. It's free. +1. Renin 1 gains tap at a green until your next turn. -1. Create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. -4. You get an emblem with at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add green for each creature you control. Isn't this just unplayable? Like, it literally just doesn't have a casting cost. It doesn't even say 0. I don't know, is there something I'm missing? Like, don't we need to cheat this in play with some sort of card? Oh! It's a land planeswalker. Holy moly. They just sort of, they're sneaky. Wizards of the Coast are very sneaky. They just sneak that in here. Wow, they're really pushing these lands that are also cards at the same time. That's insane. So, +1, it gains tap at... Can we, like, tap it immediately? Because it's not a creature. I think we can tap it immediately. You just play this on turn 1, +1, tap it. Because, like, only creatures get Summoning Sickness. We don't have Summoning Sickness for, like, artifacts or planeswalkers as far as I know. Yeah, I think this thing is absolutely insane. It's absolutely broken. Poorly designed card, but this is like Mystery Booster, so it would definitely see competitive play, undisputedly. Okay, Steve Cooper, thank you very much for your super chat. Benovsky's card was Heart of a Duality. Is that a real card? Heart of a Duelist? Is that a real card? Oh, I guess I got the card wrong. Your suggestion. Okay, let's look at this card first. Heart of a Duelist. Sorry about that, Benovsky. I misspelled it. We have a blue 1 generic enchantment. You may draw cards from anywhere in your library. You don't get to look at them or reorder them while doing so. Oh, this is... You may draw cards from anywhere? So it's like a tutor. When a Heart of a Duelist enters the battlefield, draw a card. Now this is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Heart of a Duelist enters the battlefield, draw a card. How is this not broken? How is this not broken? I have a feeling, like, you know what? Some of these cards, these are getting escalating out of control. In the beginning, they were like, okay, these are like sort of playable. And then I thought that 3-mana 4/4 that put a 3/3 in play was pretty disgustingly strong. And now it's getting even worse. You don't look at them? Then what's the point? You may draw cards from anywhere in your library. You don't get to... Oh, so if you know the order, like if this card is 20 cards deep, you can like just like take from the top of your deck. You'd go from the top of your deck. Oh, I'm gonna go for this card. You know what I mean? Oh, I see. You don't get to look at them or reorder them while doing so. Okay, you can't look at the card. That's the catch. Okay, then this card sucks. Or I don't know, I think it sucks. Maybe it's better than I think. I mean, it's a 2-mana draw card. Like, we're cashing in no matter what here, people. We're gonna get what we call the value. It's a really good card in EDH. All these cards are good in EDH. Nothing is bad in EDH. Not even Indicates. I'm sure you guys can break Indicate somehow. It just changes your card density. No, it doesn't change anything. So anyway, I still don't think this is good in competitive play. Like, maybe there's a format for it that where you manipulate your cards, but Sensei's Divining Top is actually banned everywhere. I don't know where this would be good. Or like, I don't know, there's maybe some decks where there are some cards that intentionally put cards from your like graveyard on the bottom of your library, so maybe you can make that work because you just draw the card immediately. Another Yu-Gi-Oh reference. The heart of a duelist. They're like the steel from Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, but Steve Cooper actually had a super chat. Thanks so much, Steve Cooper. My suggestion is Glade of the Pump Spells. Glade of the Pump. We'll have 2 donations because Benovsky's card was not... I missed Benovsky's card. Okay, it's a green 2 generic land. Another land! With a okay, these are literally being taken directly from AI generated cards. The longer the show goes on, I realize the entire inspiration is AI generated cards. Where else did we see lands with a casting cost, okay? These are all AI generated cards. You know, looking through your library without reordering the cards and not shuffling, that is an AI generated mechanic. Lands with like an actual mana cost, that is an AI generated mechanic. The only thing missing from this card is it's still a land. That's the only thing we're missing in the set so far. Someone at Wizards of the Coast plays Legacy lands. No, someone at Wizards of the Coast likes the AI generated Magic the Gathering show. So they're probably watching this right now. Yeah. Am I AI generated? There is a non-zero chance that some of you in chat in the comment section are AI generated bots. Okay, anyway, 3 mana for a land. When Glade of the Pump Spells enters the battlefield, up to 1 target creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. That's very strong. And you can also tap this for double green. And remember, like, the mana cost means nothing. Oh no, hold on, it says you have to pay the green to play this land as your land drop. Oh, okay, so it's specifying. Because otherwise, I think you didn't have to pay. It was just like a land that's free to put on the battlefield because you don't cast lands. It just happened to have a different mana value from all the other lands. So this one you actually have to cast. History Booster 3 will have a card that just tells you to go to AI generate a card on the spot and play it. Yeah, and and use your phone as the card. Just as the actual card. I'm still land though, says Ryan Harris. Anyway, so 3 mana for a 2-thing ramp. I think it's okay, but I don't actually think it's that good. This is actually one of the worst cards we've seen from all the other stuff. It's basically like a 3 mana rock of some sort. It's okay. Like, it'll bridge you to your 6 drops, your 7 drops. But you can also get blown up. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, I'm not in love with it as much as the other cards here. All right, we're gonna look at more. We're gonna rate more Mystery Booster Box 2 cards. But we gotta thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com. This is the place I go to buy all my Magic the Gathering cards. And deal of the week this week: save 15% off Time Spirals, remastered, either retro or remastered sets. Not to mention, you know, there was a big shakeup recently in Modern and Pioneer. You need them cards. Maybe you have to go get them at FusionGamingOnline.com. Maybe you gotta add some Bloomborough cards to your standard deck. And what a better way to do that than to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout for an additional 5% off everything at checkout. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. The greatest insurance policy you have against your cards getting banned in the digital online world of Magic Online. Because when your cards get banned, it's not really your cards, it's Mana Traders cards. And as the metagame changes and molds and transforms and evolves, it's cheaper because you can keep switching your deck as many times as you want when you're renting online with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_25K. And now back to Glade of the Pump Spells. They pump. Sorcery pump and otherwise an inanimate standard elf. Yep, basically. basically, okay, that was, I think that was Steve Cooper's card. So we have 2 donations. Julian says, these are the first time Wizards tells us how lands with a casting cost works. Yeah, that's true. They are the Bible to Magic the Gathering rules. So I guess because they are canon, this actually teaches us how the AI generated card should work. Okay, next up. This literally a card? Too long didn't read. TLDR. Okay, it's not that bad. I thought it'd be a card with a bunch of words on it. Black, instant. Exile target creature if it has any abilities other than keywords? Any flying, protection, and partner are all keywords. See Rule 702 for details. Landfall and Scry aren't keywords. They're an ability, word, and a keyword action, respectively. Yes, there's a difference. So exile target creature if it has any abilities other than keywords. I believe this would see play. It would be an absolute nightmare to know how this card works and like the extent of what creatures you can kill. Or sorry, not kill, exile, and which ones you can't. But undisputedly, this is it's just basically a 2-mana removal spell. Good stuff here. We did the Bullshack Dragon. Wowzer, the aspirational. Ooh, it's got... This literally is a custom Magic the Gathering card. We got the Snow. This is a very Dimitri-like card, actually. Snow, Colorless, and Wooburg. All squeezed in there for a 10-10 worm. Whenever Wowzer, the aspirational, attacks, if you have an energy, control a blood, a clue, food, map, power stone, and treasure, are the monarch, and have the city's blessing and the initiative, you win the game. Honestly, you deserve it. This is like the literal achievement unlock card. It should also have said that you need a Wowzer the aspirational in your hand, exile, and in your graveyard. And no gold token. That must be really hard. Can you even do that in the set? Is that even possible? Hey, this card's terrible. Absolute trash. You're basically spending 7 mana on a 10-10 creature. That's it. That's all you get around here. You want 7 mana for a 10-10? That's all you're gonna get around here. Yeah, that's more work than winning the game. Hey, look at that. Some people like the style points. All right, Ghost. Some people, they like to win in style. Okay, we got Axel Towns with Oko and Nadu, meta breakers. Oko, is that a real card? Oko and Nadu? No. That would be so forward thinking if they had a card called Oko and Nadu. They will one day, probably. Algot, Snap, Judgment. Did I spell this right? Snap, no E in there. Snap Judgment. 5 mana instant. The player who wins this game also wins the match. A player may concede the game at any time. If the game ends while this spell is on the stack, it never resolves. So the game ends while this spell... So what is the point? How on earth do we not let people... I don't get this card. It's like, if I'm about to win, I'm supposed to play this card, but in response, my opponent can resign. If they resign, it doesn't resolve. If it never can resolve, it's pointless. Oh, I get it. You do this before you're gonna win. So it's like, okay, so like, let's say my opponent thinks they're marginally ahead. At end of turn, I play Snap Judgment, and I tell them, all right, it's double or nothing. That is cool, actually. Yeah, call their bluff card. It's like or not force concede. It's like you want to play it in a situation where your opponent thinks they're ahead, or you could bluff them. Like you could say, hey, you know what? You think you're a little bit ahead, but actually I'm way ahead, and I'm playing the Snap Judgment. Do you want to concede now? And then they'll like think, am I really that far ahead? Maybe they have all lands in hand. They decide, you know what? I'll just concede this game. Let's go for the next one. That is interesting. Now, competitively, it's terrible. It's just like a wasted card in your deck. It would just completely pointless. But I think it's really cool. Yeah, it's like an anti-card in the sense. Because in response to anteing again, you could just concede. How does it work with Commander? It won't. Yeah, it's not a Commander card. Card not built for Commander. Unless you guys play best of 2. Not best of 2. First to 2 in Commander. Isn't asking to concede against the rules? It is not actually, Steve Cooper. It is 100% within the rules of Magic the Gathering to ask someone to concede. That has nothing to do with this card, because it's basically implying concede now or lose the match if I win. But actually, the problem is, so what's against the rules is if you offer something for this concession. Like, I will give you this, I don't have a booster pack around me. I'll give you this delicious booster pack. Oh no, what do we got here? This Toggo. I've got a Toggo here. Toggo Goblin Weaponsmith. A delicious Toggo, and in exchange, I would like you to concede to me. That's illegal. That'll get you in hot water immediately. You'll get snap banned from the tournament. That's a no-no. You can't do that. You want my Toggo, Ron? Some people desperately need a Toggo out there. What if you offer them tokens they can exchange for prizes at the completely unrelated store? Nope, that'll get you disqualified too. You cannot exchange anything. You cannot offer anything for a match result. The judges are very, very stern about that. They'll even warn you ahead of time before the round starts. Like, all right, everyone, this is the sensitive round. Do not offer anything in exchange for a match result. We do not want to disqualify any of you. It's not just a match loss. They will DQ you from the entire event. No bribery. We can't have it. But if you can ask someone like, hey, I have a chance for top 8. You don't have a chance for top 8 because I'm paired down against you. Would you like to concede? Or, hey, we're running out of time in the round. And I'm ahead on the board. Would you like to concede? You can do that. You're allowed to do that. I don't do that for the record. I'm like, do you mind if I lose? I lose. If it's a draw, it's a draw. I don't care. Or what happens with a lot of friends? Hey, I'm your friend. We have a winky wink sort of agreement here. All right. You see this? I'm winking. We talked about it before the round started. Would you like to concede? That happens a lot. A lot. So in response to the tokens thing, can you offer tokens in exchange for prizes? If you do this outside of the venue, where no one ever heard that it ever existed, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't, no one would know. But we all know it happens. Okay, get back to the show. To the duck, Terry Pin. Let's get to Terry. Oops. Terry Pin. Should be good enough. Terry Pin is a red, blue, 2 generic, 4/3 turtle athlete. Gil. Wow, this is fast. This turtle has wheels. Okay, flash and haste. You may ignore the words activate only as a sorcery while activating abilities. That's cool. I think that's great. And I think that's competitive. I think a 4-mana 4/3 with flash and haste is fantastic. So, end of turn, you do nothing. Oh, I just flashed into Terry Pin. Or you're tapped out. Oh, I flashed into Terry Pin to smack you for 4 damage. How does Snap Judgment interact with the game being a draw? Ooh, that's a great question. The player who wins the match who wins the game also wins the match. Okay, so if they don't win the game, it doesn't win. They don't win the match. It's just a draw. So you play your next game. They had to win this game. They couldn't draw the game. They didn't win it. Okay, we've got Kano with Narod. This is a black, blue, white, 0/5 plant rogue. This plant has gone rogue. This is like the plant. This is like this is Flowey from Undertale. Each creature assigns combat damage equal to its mana value. Each creature assigns combat damage equal to its mana value rather than its power. This is such like a commander build around card. Isn't it? It's not even in the color pie. Isn't this like a Doran card? Is that not Doran in the back? Do you guys see Doran? Did they put this on top of a Doran? Well, let's look up Doran. Oh! Okay, look at the edge here. The blue, the white, and the green. See? You see? They just put it on top of a Doran. It's like some Esper players. This would be great if it was an Esper. And so anyway, I want my crabs to be able to attack for 5 damage. Yeah, they did. They did it. I cracked the case. I cracked the case, lads. I knew it was an imposter. Yeah. Oh, Narod is Doran. No, Doran in reverse. There's no M here, for crying out loud. No M. Okay, so anyway, is this competitive? No, actually. I think this card's terrible. Or is it? Hold on, each creature... No, wait a minute, it's a 3-power, 5 toughness. Oh, actually, no, I take it back. This card's a banger. Like, even if you don't build the deck around this thing, I think a 3-mana 5/5 is like, it's not... Maybe it's not good. Actually, I can't tell. You know, you think 3-mana 5/5, that's broken, right? No, well, no, actually. These days, 3-mana 5/5 is worthless. It has no other, like, abilities. And if you're going to jam your deck full of, like, I don't know, 0 toughness creatures, it'll be terrible. I'm going to lean on that it's not competitive. I don't think it's competitive. It's, like, okay, but it's not worth building around, and I don't think it's good enough just by itself, because it's basically a vanilla 5/5. Okay, next. It's Scornful Egotist's time to shine. I don't get it. Scornful Egotists? Or is that like a card? Was that in the set? Scornful. I don't remember Scornful Egotist. What did Scornful Egotist? Because wasn't it just a 1/1? It's just a 1/1. It doesn't do anything here. Anyway, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Oh, equal to mana value? Oh! These cards have me so, like, screwed up. Even then, Egotist sucks. It's like 8 mana. Like, when would you ever get that thing in play? Okay, so it's definitely bad. I really don't like this card. So it's basically a 3/5 creature. Thought it was Doran. No, it's not Doran. It's its own thing. It's Narod. Okay, next up, it's Zone of Flame. You're right, Game Buster. It's a 3/5. I wonder, did I read it properly and just not understand the card at all? Zone of Flame. This is a red for generic aura. That's the most expensive aura of all time. A card. The deck is on fire. Someone put it out. Enchant Zone. Battlefield command exile and stack. The stack is a zone? Each player has their own graveyard, hand, and library zones. Whenever 1 or more cards enter or leave Enchanted Zone, Zone of Flame deals 1 damage to each opponent. That is a very interesting card. I think it's worthless. That is too expensive for that ability. No good. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Boltfire. Christopher B. It's your day today, Christopher B. Not so many people have suggestions. Mike the Red says, any creature worth its combat value is going to have a smaller mana value than its power and toughness. Exactly. Okay, Boltfire for a red. It's a sorcery. Deals 2 damage to any target and has flash forward. Okay, I'll read this really carefully. You may cast this card from exile for its flash forward cost. Then put it on the bottom of your library. Oh, so it goes right back into your deck. This card's perfectly playable. It's literally, what is it called? Firebolt is the opposite one. Very, very, very good. Okay, Well of Darkness. Chadzook. Chat. Shadzook, mighty guitarist. Oh, is hilarious. Just banging out them tunes. Rockin' and a rollin'. 3 mana for a 2/2 human bard. It's got banding. Just ask around until you find somebody who knows. That's hilarious. Okay, creature spells you cast with banding cost 2 less to cast. Okay. I don't think there's a whole lot of banding in this set. Whenever 2 or more creatures you control attack in a band, each creature in that band gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature in that band. I think this card is probably standard playable, honestly, because banding is very strong. It makes blocks really, really hard, and attacking in a band is very, very strong. And they get bigger, which makes the blocks just near damn impossible. Had a man explain banding to me for an hour and I still don't get it. They basically attack together and they block together, and then as your opponents block, you can choose how the damage is dealt between their creatures to your creatures. And yeah, so like they have to, if they want to attack any creatures for lethal, they need to attack for more power than all your creatures have toughness, or it's going to be a sad time for them. But you need the problem is, where's the support? There's like no banding creatures anymore. They're all dead. Can you block a band with 1 creature? Yes. Yes. I believe so. You know what? I shouldn't say yes. I should say I don't remember. I once had to play with banding. I was in a beta booster draft. It was a rare time I had to learn and use banding. But then when I used banding, I was like, holy crap, this is insane. This is like this is the most insane combat like gimmick of all time. We have no idea how broken that was at the time. And I can't believe that was an ability from Alpha. That is so old. Yeah, band is considered 1 creature unless you interact with it. All right, that's good to know. I think Bullshack Dragon is a reference to a different card game that I do not know. Oh no, we looked at that one. It's a reference to Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it's a reference to Yu-Gi-Oh! None of the banding creatures were good in the first place, which along with it being complicated is why it didn't catch on. Oh, it was great! All right, I mean, another. You know what's another reason banding didn't catch on? Because there was like, it was a meta of like Black Lotus, Moxen, and like 2-card combos. And also 10-card combos. You could have a deck of like 30 Ancestral Recall and, I don't know, 4 Wheel of Fortunes or whatever. Or Time Twisters. I can't remember how the whole thing worked. Banding is strong. If they brought banding back with seriously large creatures, they would probably ban the cards. So anyway, we saw Bullshot Dragon. Look at Kano's, what's it called? Under Construction. Under Construction Skyscraper. It's a land. It's got level up of 1. We can tap for a colorless. Level up from 1 to 7. Tap for add white, black, green, or colorless. So it's upgraded. Then we get to level 8. Tap for add white, black, green, or colorless, or scry 1. I don't think this is really worth it. I feel this is very, very, very sad. I mean, I guess it's basically a 4-mana land, I guess. So it's a mana fixer. Yeah, you know what? I take it back. It's like a mana fixer. It starts off for a colorless, but you can tap itself. So it's basically like a tap land. It comes to play tapped, and then from there, it produces the Abzan colors or even colorless. And then, or if you don't want it to come into play tapped, that's totally fine too. It can tap for a colorless immediately. 8+, why go past? I don't know, just want more counters on it. Maybe you can move your level up counters to other creatures. It's a very good question though. So yeah, definitely competitive. Martino with where what? Sorry. Oh, so it's not a werewolf, it's a werewolf. Where what? Green 3 generic for a 4/3 werewolf. Daybound, oh god. As Where What enters the battlefield, you may exile a a creature card from your graveyard or hand. Okay. If you do, that card becomes this creature's back face, and that back face has Nightbound. If you exiled a card from your hand this way, draw a card. That is weird. So it's a 4/3. Honestly, not exciting. I guess it's a way of cheating a creature in play, right? So you can exile a card from your hand. What's the clause? You have to pass the turn doing nothing as the active player. Something to that effect. So maybe it's, but it's like I think it's just jank. Like let's say you exile a card to the backside, they could just kill this card, and then like, well, it basically didn't work out at all. It's pretty bad. Yeah, imagine putting Emrakul on the back, but it would have like a huge target on its head. Enemy spotted. I mean, they would kill it immediately. We did Mox Poison. Backside Ulamog, let's go! You can try. All right, Steve Cooper with the Planeswalkerificate and a donation for chat. Planeswalkerificate. It is a red 2 generic aura. Enchant creature you control. Enchant creature is now a Planeswalker. Congratulations, you found your spark. In addition to its other types, its toughness becomes its loyalty. You change its toughness to activate loyalty abilities. Damage lowers toughness. Toughness doesn't heal at end of turn. It can't block and gains the following abilities. +1, red. Sorry. Add red. -1, exile a top card of your library. You may play it this turn. -X, this Planeswalker deals X damage to any target. Planeswalkers, in addition to its other types, its toughness becomes its loyalty. I think this card is awful. Again, this is like a big blowout. If you play this on a creature and it gets killed in response, well, it does absolutely nothing. You might as well put it straight into the trash. So anyway, I don't think this is that strong. There is some upside where you can exile the top card of your library, but you're like, can't play it this turn. Why? Because, well, 4 mana. Oh, isn't this just Chandra? So you're turning anything into a Chandra. Funny. Who's the Chandra now? I'm the Look at me. I'm the Chandra now. Are they like 20 toughness creatures? Yes? I want to say there is a 20. I want to say there's a 20/20, but I could be wrong. Yeah, target creature becomes Chandra. Chandra cosplay around here. Oh, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with nothing wrong with cosplaying as Chandra. Nothing wrong. Merit Lake. Oh yeah. You know, Merit Lake's just a Planeswalker-ificate the thing. Oh, that's very funny. Okay, next up. What do we have here? We got Elgot. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's a blue-green 1 generic aura. Enchant card in your hand. This aura remains on the battlefield. If you play enchanted card or it otherwise leaves your hand, put this aura into the graveyard. Enchanted card costs 1 less to cast. When you cast enchanted card, copy it. Enchant card in your... That is so bizarre. Okay, so this aura remains on the battlefield if you play enchanted card or it otherwise leaves your hand. Put this aura into the graveyard. How do we know that card is attached to my attached to the card in my hand? Can't I just like shuffle the cards and say it's anything? Enchanted card costs 1 less to cast. I guess we put it onto the battlefield face down. When you cast the enchanted card, copy it. I want to say this is not good, but maybe it is good. So hold on, what if I blow this aura up? This aura remains on the battlefield if you play enchanted card or otherwise leaves. I don't understand. If I blow up this aura, oh no, but it's still in your hand. Okay, so the card is still in your hand technically. Or maybe I have to like put the card. I gotta put the aura. I got the aura onto enchanted on my card, and then I have the rest of my hand in my hand. Yeah, you gotta separate it specifically. Anyway, I think this card's terrible. Would not see competitive play. Seems a little too weak. Wandering Pict with Lutri. The Pauper Otter. Ooh, it's cute! Okay, this is a is it 3 generic, 3/4 elemental otter. The companion! Oh, we have companions in Mystery Booster. Your starting deck contains no cards with a silver, gold, orange, or purple expansion symbol. I guess they're future-proofing themselves here. If this card is your chosen companion, you may put it into your hand from outside the game for 3 as a sorcery. When Lutri Pauper Otter enters the battlefield, discard your hand, then draw 3 cards. That is an absolute banger. Maybe I shouldn't say it's broken, but like it's basically, it's a 5 mana, get a 3/4 creature, and draw 3 cards. The Ancestral Recall on top of this damn thing. When you're down, this is the ultimate feel bad versus this deck. You know, it's a control deck. They're running out of resources. You finally got your like 2/2 creature that's about to get in for the win. But then they go pay 3, get Lutri back next turn, slam it on the battlefield, draw 3 cards, and you just feel the game just slipping from your fingers. The purple is time shifted. Oh, really? Okay. No time shifted cards in your deck. Time Spiral also has a purple. Oh, I guess not. That's the time shifted, Time Spiral. It's all the same thing to me. The deck can only have commons, though. Oh, really? Starting contains no cards with a silver, gold, orange. Oh, that's why it's called the Pauper Otter. I get it now. Oh, that is a very, very, very interesting card. We gotta stick to only Pauper cards. You know what? Don't underestimate them Pauper cards. There's a lot of cards at common that are absolutely busted, and I actually think this would be an insane card, probably an insane card in Pauper. It would definitely see Pauper play, 100%. Yeah, but still a danger. I agree. It's still a danger. Maybe not a danger. It's a very strong card. I certainly would not want to see. Actually, it probably would not see play in Modern. I don't think there is a single Pauper deck that would compete with Modern, even if you had Lutri the Pauper Otter. But it's interesting to think about. Can I have Mythics? No, Mythics are orange. Mythics are orange. That's the whole idea. Like silver, that's the uncommon. Gold, that's the rares. Then orange are the Mythics. I guess they technically think it's orange, not red. I always thought it was red. Okay, do we have any other cards? Questing Cosplayer. Christopher B is having a hell of a day today. Okay, it's a 2-mana human bard for a 1/1. When Questing Cosplayer enters the battlefield, create a Questing Roll token and attach it to target creature. If you control another roll on it, put that one into the graveyard. Enchanted creature has all abilities of Questing Beast. Oh my god! Create a Questing Roll token, so ETBs, and attach it to target creature. Can't you attach it to this creature? When Questing Cosplayer enters the battlefield, create a Questing Roll token and attach to target creature. It can be any creature. Can this be creature? Oh, this card's absolutely insane. It's a 2-mana Questing Beast, for crying out loud. I like that. They're covering the Questing Beast. A little shout out to what's over there. That otter is legendary, so it cannot be played on Pauper. There's nothing wrong with that. You can have legendary cards. It just so happens I don't think there's any legendary commons, or not yet, or very few. It wouldn't be a 4/4 though. Oh, I see. It has just all the abilities. Oh, you guys caught that one, huh? Enchanted creature has all the abilities of Questing Beast. Could this see competitive play? I think it still would. I think a 1/1 creature that comes with like the ability to give other creatures Questing Beast power, I think it would still be a great card. Like this creature could be like good on defense while you're attacking someone's face with a Questing Beast. You have Vigilance, Death Touch, and Haste. I think it would still be good. I could be wrong, but I think it would still be good. Teamer with Convention Marrow. Convention look up Marrow. This card doesn't exist. Or maybe you're thinking of Mystery Booster 1. We're on Mystery Booster 2. We're looking up specifically at Mystery Booster 2. We'll do another one. Can't quite recall. Oh, I saw that a few times in chat. Can't quite recall. Blue, instant, forbidden. This card can't be in your starting deck. Yes, you read that right. You need to figure out a way to get it into the game without it being in your deck. Target player draws 3 cards. That is quite the achievement to unlock around here. How do you get it into your hand? What zone is it in the first place? It can't be in your starting deck. It can be in my... Oh, it can be in my sideboard? Can it be in my sideboard? I don't... Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. I could be wrong here. Cunning Wish? Cunning Wish specifically... Well, in casual, you can get cards from anywhere from Cunning Wish, but otherwise you're legitimately getting them from your sideboard. Get it from outside the game. How much outside the game? Can we cheat? Can I just cheat this thing into the game? It's like, oh, I just randomly have a quite... I thought you can't have that in your starting deck. Well, it wasn't in my starting deck, but you didn't see it. You didn't see me pull this from underneath the table. Is there a card that pulls instants from sideboard? Many. The Wishes. I think Mastermind Acquisition. Can it be in your deck for round 2? Like, that's what I'm thinking. No, it can't be different rounds. But maybe it changes based on the game. This forbidden. The card can't be in your starting deck. But I think starting deck might also be considered your starting deck might be considered the deck that you present to your opponent before the game begins. I don't think sideboard is included in the starting deck. But here's the problem. Even if that isn't in your starting deck, once we shuffle up for game 2, is that not part of... That's not the deck that we're starting off with? Convention Marrow is a promo card, not in the set itself. That's weird. Starting deck equals deck list round 1? It's so weird. Deck list round 1. I guess it's... Or the whole deck list? I have no idea how you get this into the deck. Maybe it's one of those cards that are like, you need... there might be another card in Mystery Booster or the unsets that say, like, call a friend and get them to give you a card, and they can give you the can't quite recall. Maybe that's how this works. It's quite a conundrum. Even as a competitive player, I have no idea how to get this thing into the game. I would know! You can cast it with Your Wish is My Command. Is that in the same set? Your Wish is My Command. Oh, it is! Okay, so blue 1 generic sorcery. You may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your sideboard. If you cast modal spell this way, you may choose an additional mode. Ah, yeah, that would absolutely work. So basically, it's like 3 mana, draw 3 cards. That's actually straight up poop. That's not good at all. So I would say this card is not good, not competitive. A little too much work to get it, make it work. I don't want to try so hard to get this thing online. Vec, with, you could cast it. Oh, sorry, we looked at that card. Why don't we look at that card? Okay, so you can cast an instant or sorcery spell from your sideboard. You can cast modal spell this way. You may choose an additional modal spell. Now, this card is competitive. This card's a great card. I mean, it's just basically a wish. You could have 3 copies of a combo card in your deck, 4 copies of this card, and use those 4 copies to get that one last copy in your sideboard to be able to win the game. I think this is a fantastic card. Really good. It's good everywhere except Commander, because you don't have sideboards. Nya, 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 nya. Commander players looking at the wish cards, salivating with envy at competitive players. The power that we have! And yet we can't play with Soul Ring. Not in most formats, at least. A wish that is also a wish that's also a command. How does the command works? If you cast a modal spell this way, you may choose an additional mode. A mode. Oh, I see. You get to choose more than one mode around there. Oh god, I just realized the modal clause is because it is a command. It is a command. Oh, wait a minute. You can cast a spell. Oh, you just cast the spell. So actually, this was actually 2 mana to draw 3 cards. That's better. It's still not great. Because it sounds like you have to have your wish. Your wish is my command. This card, however, is bonkers. This is a great card. Absolutely ship it. Who else? Did anyone get a card? I have a feeling it's mostly a big battle between Toilet Duck and Christopher B here. Chia, friend to maybe too many. It's like a Chia pet. It's a green, black, white, 1 generic, 2/4 human wizard. Familiar spells you cast have flash. Bats, birds, cats, dragons, fairies, foxes, frogs, imps, lizards, and spiders are familiars, as well as any creature with familiar in its name. Tap to add X green, and each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of familiars you control. I think this card's terrible. It's human, bats, birds, cats, wizards. This isn't. Oh, it's not. This isn't even a familiar. Doesn't have familiar in its name. Doesn't even have any of these creature types in the creature type. Does not count human or wizard. I think the building around of this card is just going to be too much, in my opinion. A little bit too much. Dogs are no familiars. Cats. Ha! You're right. There's no dogs. No dogs. Cats are good, though. Oh, cats allowed. Dogs are a no-no. Apparently a friend of maybe too many. So many that no dogs allowed. I think that's funny. 9 lives familiar. Is that a card? 9 lives familiar. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Is that... Or are you saying 9 lives is a familiar? How many familiar cards are here? Oh, am I just spelling familiar wrong? No, I'm not. Okay, whatever. Weird that it includes dragons. You know what? You're not wrong. Oh, it's a new card from Foundations? Oh, okay. Not familiar with it. Okay, we'll finish it off with Built Bear. Is it a 2/2? It's a green, 1 generic 2/2 bear. It's got a lot of stuff on this. That bear is built to beat an octopus. It's got legacy. During deck building, circle any number of the following. You can spend 1 point for free. For every 2 points spent beyond that, increase this card's mana cost by 1. Interesting. So 1 point. Flash, Death Touch, Reach, Vigilance, or Ward. And we can circle 2 points. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. So it's only if you can spend 1 point for free for every 2 points spent beyond that. For every 2 points spent beyond that. So like at 3 points, it costs 1 more mana. 3 points each, +1/+1 or +0/+2. And then 4 points whenever this creature enters the battlefield to draw a card. Honestly, I have no idea how this card works. I don't get it. You can spend 1 point. Circle any number of the following during deck building. So hold on, is that, do I only, so I can choose any number of them? Oh, so I can choose all of them? Oh, so beyond 2 points, it costs 1 more. Okay, I get it. So if it's just the 2 points, if I sticker both of these things, 1 point and 2 points, it costs 1 extra more. But it's still more brain power than I'm willing to use. Anyway, Flash, Death Touch, and Reach, Vigilance, or Ward 2, those are all great things. Therefore, it is definitely competitive. Oh, it is a Build-A-Bear. You're right. I've been to one of those things. Cool. All right, well, that's it for today. I hope you like Mystery Booster too. It was fun. It was fun looking at all these cards. It was fun also trying to interpret them. If you want to be part of the show, you got to be here 3 p.m. Central Standard Time on weekdays. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or super chat so other people are part of the show. And thank you so much, my coffee crew, for being here today, making what the show it is. Like the Jaded, the Tan Pineapple, Oinkleberry, Charlie. We've got Algot, Kano, Michael Ing, Christopher B, Scott Free, Hans Vader, Steve Cooper, Toads! Can't forget about toads. So I'll see you all, and as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.